crooked. Wow, crazy. Sure is.
All right.
Hey,
what's up, YouTube?
They caught us checking frames behind us.
We make sure everything was.
Gotta make sure things are straight around here.
I'm here with Jake Owen.
It's Matty P. It's his birthday, everybody. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Sing along with us. Happy birthday, dear Matt Pingle, also known as Matty P. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Jake.
Good way to start.
Well, now that we got that out of the way, we're really excited, guys. We're going to be talking about the album. We're going to be talking about the mini doc, which is going to be premiering on YouTube after this live.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about some very special news that Jake will announce.
Big news,
people.
But
But
I wore
first,
my nice clothes today.
I'd like to get the two guys in here, which you guys want to talk to, and that is Spidey Smith and Kendall Marvel. So,
Hey, Spidey Smith right here. World famous Spidey Smith. To my left, I believe you're right. The guy with the best hair in the room, Mr. Kendall Marvel, right?
Sure.
Everybody say, hey.
Howdy.
What's up? Yeah, so Maddie, the birthday boy, is going to moderate this whole deal.
So I'm going to moderate. So
Which one of these waters is mine?
That'd be mine.
That's
That's
yours.
mine.
I guess I don't
I
have
think
it.
that's yours. I think that's yours.
All right, let's get going.
let's start off with just the album. So all three of you are out there in LA making this project.
Your hand. Your hand.
Yeah, don't put your papers and things in there.
Yeah.
So let's just chat. So why this album? Why now? What was special about this whole process for the three of you?
Well, I'll lead it off just because I think I kind of coordinated the effort with the idea of not only connecting with Shooter, but connecting with Kendall here. I remember calling him and telling him how much I've always wanted to do this, and would he even consider going out to California and doing this with Shooter. I just thought it would be a fun thing. That's kind of one of those bucket list. I remember when I took a trip in my Volkswagen van and made that album, American Love. It seemed like a point in my life that I'll always remember. It's something that I just said, I'm doing this. And so I did that going out to LA and asked Kendall if he'd be a part of it, and he obliged. And that's kind of how it started from our perspective in conversations, and then I can give it to Kendall on how he felt about it.
Well, I mean, obviously it was an honor, just I've never been on that side of the glass for anything but my own records, so to have somebody to basically come out there, and it started out, I think you just want to help you gather songs and make the right decisions on songs, somebody you trusted an honest opinion. And then it became a bigger role.
Yeah, and not to interrupt you, but I think that's a big part of it too, is that in our business, a lot of people will bullshit you, and they'll tell you what you want to hear. And I've always appreciated that, not just during this record process, but I've always appreciated that about Kendall. Not only in your own music, but as a friend to me, even when I was putting out songs that were working for me pretty well, Kendall would text me and say, "This is bullshit." And I was like, "One day we're gonna make a record, man." And so that was part of it. It wasn't just to have you help me find songs. It was definitely to have you be a major part of it, and help me produce it. And sorry to interrupt you, but
Totally fine. And it was game to get to work with Shooter. I knew Shooter already, but I never got to work with him. So,
yeah.
So he was the icebreaker on that.
So the three of us going out to LA to make an album with Shooter. The thing that only made sense after that, being such a big moment in my life and wanting to document it, was to call one of my best buddies in the world, Mr. Spidey Smith, and say, "Hey man, would you document this, like from the time we're flying out there to the time we come home, and maybe we can tell the story of why this is happening." So that's where we called you, Spidey.
Yeah, that was it was a first for me too, because I've been in many studios, and to actually be in the studio from the very beginning to the very end, recording film in different formats, and really kind of not just looking at it from a photo standpoint, but from like a story standpoint, really understanding what was going to happen.
An unscripted story.
Unscripted, that's what I'm saying. It was unfolding as we went through it.
In a weird way, I feel like sometimes the most unscripted things really are what like your life has scripted it out to be.
For sure.
If that makes sense.
It was really so unscripted usually when you have the studio booked, everything is ready to go.
Sure.
You know what you're going to be doing.
I didn't know anything.
We didn't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, we had an idea, you know, we like this, but like that thing unfolded over the
Well,
2 weeks, you know.
And I think I read a couple reviews. I think that comes through the music. You know, I think some guy said like this sounds like they just went in and made this record in a couple weeks and didn't really do much else. In a way, like I love that about it because we did let it live the way that we recorded it. We didn't, you know, over and same with the vision and the
Absolutely.
visuals. We just kind of I do feel like I was trying to be hardcore about making this be about that moment and not the glitz and glamour
Yes.
of what goes along with making an album. And so anyway, not to get too long in the tooth. I know Maddie has more questions.
No, well, you know, let's stay on that topic for a minute, Spidey. I'm sure you had a plan, you know, roughly of what maybe you wanted to capture, what was going to happen making this mini doc. Did all that? Were there some moments that didn't go according to plan that you had to kind of pivot and think about?
Well, the key for me was, like Jake said, was it had to feel real and raw. And from someone like me who's directed hundreds of music videos, it can become overproduced or over romanced. And for me, I wanted it to feel authentic and raw. So there were times where I shot VHS camcorders with my left hand, so it wasn't smooth or it wasn't perfect. So that was a big thing going into it. No, we didn't. I didn't have any idea of what.
I wasn't you showing off doing it left-handed.
No.
Camera and left-handed.
I wanted it to feel mistaken and not too produced, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
it was
just
great.
us.
That's
It was just us in the moment. And the other thing that I wasn't ready for was that most studios have some form of windows. This was no windows and very dark. It's a classic, iconic studio. So it was.
Yeah, this studio, they made Purple Rain there.
Yeah,
I mean, in general, everybody. While we were there, I mean, there were people coming in and out of there.
Bob Weir was there.
Bob Weir walked in the studio with
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, it was awesome.
That was day one.
The Chili Peppers were there. You know, in that studio. It's awesome. Yeah.
Well, I will say, you know, we have a lot of people here on the live stream, so if anybody
Got
has
some
questions,
y'all ask some questions.
I'll be monitoring.
Moderate them.
I'll choose them up, but let's pick while we're waiting for these questions to come in, what was your favorite moment, each of you out there in LA? Was there a specific moment that you recall in your head that was like during the process of making the record, the mini doc? Was there a moment that stood out?
Warhol latte. No.
I was trying to remember the name of that place. What is the name of that
Dayglow.
place? Dayglow, yeah. For those, yeah, we went to Dayglow yesterday and got this really frothy latte, which started the day, which was kind of nice. You know, you're making a classic country record starting with a pretty, you know,
Foo-foo.
drink. It was pretty ironic, but it was definitely good. It had an
Yes.
orange slice in it.
Dantana's.
We had dinner pretty much every night. A
Yeah.
Caesar salad with the chicken Parmesan centerpiece is always nice. I think my favorite part about it wasn't one thing; it was everything. It was every part about it. It was like from the day we got there and feeling the nerves of what are we doing, to the day that we left and feeling good about it, but also still feeling just as nervous leaving as I was getting there. Like,
Right.
yes, I felt fulfilled, but I also felt scared if anybody out there was gonna even understand why I'm doing this in the first place. And it must be on my algorithm on Instagram because I talk about it out loud to my friends and stuff, right? So it's like listening, but Rick Rubin keeps popping up on his talks, and the same thing keeps popping up about how, you know, you have to put yourself first, because if you do that, you're doing what's best for your audience, and you can't always put what you think the audience is going to like first, because then you're just guessing. You're not being true to yourself.
Yeah.
And I do believe wholeheartedly that going out there, I felt like I was doing this for me in a time I really needed it, but in a wild way, it was really what was best for the people that have been following me for a long time. So I kind of lived by that, and I was excited to do it, and I'm excited to do some more of it.
Mine was probably getting to play, you know, with that band. I didn't know any of those guys. You know, Nashville, I know most of the pickers. I didn't know those guys. So, to sit and then Shooter was like,
Y'all playing, right?
"You're playing acoustic, right?" I'm like, "Oh, I am? Okay. Yeah. I don't have a guitar, So we
Yeah, Dreams to
guitar,
Dream.
fun, yeah.
Laying the acoustic guitar track down on that one.
Yeah.
And Long Time Loving You.
Yeah.
I think what we also knew the feel of what we were trying to do, and Kendall has such a great feel with his own songs, and that it was cool to also just have all these people like yourself, and then Leroy Powell here back home play on the record, and I played on it as well, and it was just cool to have those types of engagement within this music.
It felt real. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah. It
Felt like it should feel.
We got a question here.
We got a question, guys.
We got a question from Stacy. Were there any songs that seemed to initially work out but were left out at the last moment?
Great question. Were there songs that we recorded that didn't make the album, essentially, is what you're saying? There were, actually. We did a couple cover songs in the evenings because Shooter he said, "Hey, do some covers." So I think we did a Dean Dillon song
Yeah,
that
what was
I
that
liked,
song? Yeah.
always liked, that I used to love doing on stage with Kenny back in the day. But it's I'm holed up in some honky tonk, holding someone new.
Which is a great
Which
song.
is a great song. It just didn't really fit the way it felt all up tempo and kind of tongue in cheek. Even though it's if you think it's a heartbreak kind of song, but it's more done in a happy way. And I felt like the rest of the record didn't have that tongue in cheekness to it, especially even when you look at the album cover. There's like a seriousness to this album. And I think with the rest of my records, I'm the smiley guy on the cover. It's like, hey, let's put Jake smiling big teeth on the cover of this album.
Big
And it felt good to be serious and not have a lot of songs that are I feel like with all due respect to songs like Down to the Honky Tonk, I feel like Hold Up in Some Honky Tonk has that same kind of feel of a happy-go-lucky kind of thing, and I think it just didn't fit. Yeah.
We have a question from Lavonda here.
Lavonda.
Say hey to Lavonda. Shout out. She says, was there a turning point in the process where the album started to take its final shape? Was there a moment where you felt like it was all coming together versus coming certain songs?
For me, it felt like it was always just a constant motion. It was always going to where we were going, and it never really veered off the path.
The cool thing is honestly, when you listen to this album, the way it's tracked is pretty much the way we recorded it. Meaning, we got there and they're like, "What are we doing, guys?" And we recorded Dreams to Dream. I said, "This is like the start of the record. This is telling the story." And we went in and recorded that, and that tonality of that song set the tone for the rest. And then I think we did.
We didn't have really an ending song, so we wrote "So Long LA" in the studio.
Yeah.
I sat there and wrote it.
Yeah.
And it was the bookends.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kevin Bell 1478 says, "Do you enjoy being an independent artist as opposed to answering to a label? And would you have been able to make this album if you weren't independent?"
Great question, Kevin. 1478. I'll always say this, man. I'm never going to be an artist that hates on the major labels or anybody on a major label, because that was a dream of mine, dude, to get signed on a major label, and I was for 12 or 13 years on RCA. I have a big Nipper dog still on my shelf at the house, and I'm so proud that I got to be on the same label as Elvis Presley and Waylon Jennings and Keith Whitley. But there's a time in every artist's career where your needs are for certain things. And I got to a point at Sony in RCA where I was aligning my career was not aligning with what they were needing. And so we just parted ways. It's natural. And I went to Big Loud, and they were a startup company, and they needed a guy like me that had some established hits. And it was a great partnership because I needed a label that had passion behind me, that still believed I could do more. And we did that together. Joey Moy and I and Seth England and all those guys. And I'll always love them and be grateful for that time together. And this is a long answer to your short question, Kevin Bell 1478. But being on my own now is a little nerve-wracking because I don't have the big team and I don't have the help, and I am pushing the people around me a lot to try to show me the things that I saw at a major label, but at the same time, right, we don't have we don't have that team around us. So they're all doing the triple time jobs here at Good Company. And, then there's the financial aspect of it where you're doing it yourself. And then there's the part of just wanting people to like it. But the good part about that is that I don't feel like I'm letting anyone down this time. There's a part about being on a major label where you want people to be invested and you want them to love what you're doing. And if they're working for you, you don't want to disagree sometimes with what their thoughts are, which sometimes pushes you in a way of what people say. Oh, they're just doing what the label tells them to do. It's not doing what the label tells them to do. It's just doing good business sometimes with people that also have an invested interest in what you're doing. So long story short, being independent is super cool. It's also super nervous. And I have mad respect out there for all these independent artists that have already been doing this for years and have never had a major label. And I don't want to take any credit at all from people that are like, oh man, you're taking a risk doing this independently. Like, no, not really. Like, there's lots of people out there that have been doing it and taking risks way more than I have. And so I'm just lucky that I still have people chiming in on a YouTube live that care to know about music with as much music as out there that's way better and is good than what we're doing. So thank you for that. And
no, they would not have let you make this record.
Yeah, fuck no. They would not have let me make this record. They knew this would not make money. So yeah, no, fuck no.
All right, this is a good one from Tony and Chris, and Ken, I'll have you answer this question too.
Okay.
He says, if Hank called today and said, I'll record one song off this album, which one would you have him do?
Chill in December.
Hank Jr., Hank Sr.
You know, Tony and Chris was undiscreet.
Okay,
so
okay. Hank
think
Jr. would be
Jr.
Chill in December.
I think Chill in December, Hank Jr. would crush it. And I'd like to hear Don Williams sing Long Time Loving You.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear Waylon sing, he could really sing Dreams to Dream because that's my story. But it'd be cool to hear, even on songs like Fool Like Me or something.
Yeah.
I'd love to hear, I hear other people sing these songs, which is cool. I'd love to hear Jamie, sing like on the Jukebox Knows. I was too nervous I got him to say yes on doing the recitation. I was too nervous to say, hey, while you're in there, you might sing singing harmonies on
Right.
And so I didn't. And every time I listened to that, I'm like, damn it.
Next record.
Don't be scared to ask though,
Kristen says, do you prefer performing at intimate venues or large stadiums?
That's a great question, and I think it leads us also to some cool news that we can tell you, and then answer a few more questions. But I've always loved any type of venue. I started on a bar stool and played by myself with an acoustic guitar forever, and then we went out and made it to stadiums and playing with Kenny Chesney. I never got to the level of these Luke Combs and guys and Kenny that are playing stadiums on their own, but I was definitely out there as direct support and. It felt really great, but I also felt a big disconnect. And I love getting back to the smaller theaters and intimacy of what even we're doing right now and talking about the music. And so I'm telling them right now, like Kendall and I decided that we're going to go out and tour at the beginning of this next coming year and do a bunch of theaters. You can tell us more information, Maddie, so I don't forget anything. Oh, here we go. 2026. Dreams to Dream tour dates, y'all. We're going to be in Washington, D.C. starting in February 26th. Washington, D.C. at the Lincoln Theater. We're going to be in Charlottesville, Virginia at the Paramount Theater. Saturday, the 28th of February, York, PA at the Center for Performing Arts. Then we're going to Chattanooga, Tennessee, Huntsville, Alabama, Knoxville, Tennessee, Walker Theater, Mars Music Hall, the Bayou Theater in Knoxville. We're playing St. Paul, Minnesota, Davenport, Iowa, Bloomington, Illinois, Green Bay, Wisconsin, Des Moines, Iowa, Shipshewana, Indiana. Ooh. And I'm super excited about this tour because if you guys want to hear Barefoot Blue Jean Night or you want to hear Beachin' or you want to hear any of those songs, come out and see us in the summertime. But I'm playing this Dreams to Dream album. I'm going to play it top to bottom. I am going to play some reality in this tour. We're going to talk about the music. We're going to jam some old honky-tonk songs. We're bringing Leroy Powell with us. My phone is ringing in my ass back pocket right now.
Phone's already off the hook.
Yeah, phone's already blowing off the hook. So we can't wait. We're gonna give you guys at the end of this a way to know where to go to buy tickets. But I'm not only excited just about doing it. I'm excited to spend this time with you, Kendall.
Oh, it's gonna be fun, man.
And
We've never done, not really ever done a show. You came and done my honky tonk experience. You called me up to do something with you on your stage. But this is gonna be, me and the band play.
We've always talked about it.
I know, yeah.
So we're doing it. And Leroy Powell's coming out with us, who I've always been a huge fan of as like just an artist in general. So to have him coming out and play pretty much all the parts he played on the record and more, and then plus he'll be playing his own songs, and Kendall will be playing his songs. He's got his badass band. It's gonna be great.
Well, let's expand on that for a minute, Jake, because you said this is not like a normal tour. So what do you hope that fans walk out of this show and this tour feeling that's different from your past shows?
Well, my dream has always been to perform music that I love for people to where they see it within me. And I've had a deep desire for a long time to make this kind of music and tour playing this kind of music and sing these kind of songs. And I have a firm commitment to myself in this tour and the integrity of this music to stay in that vein and deliver these songs to the people that want to listen to them. And so I'm not going to feel bad about somebody yelling at me, play Barefoot Blue Jean night, at a show, and me saying, I'll see you in the summertime. I love that song, and I love that I was able to get to this place because of it. But I really want to play these new songs, and if you want to hear these songs and you want to come out, bring it on. I know that we're going to be more than fulfilling to everybody that comes out and sees this show, and hopefully we'll do a lot more in the future.
I'm looking forward to seeing, Jake play a whole show of these kind of songs. It's not the barefoot run across the stage, Jake. It's the more intimate. People are sitting down. There's no pit.
I love singing.
And I love that stuff.
I love singing, I used to love sitting on a bar stool, or I said this before in front of my mom, and singing her songs that she liked. She'd love to hear me sing, and it always made me feel good. There's a thing about, I bet when you sing a song and your wife tells you, I love when you sing that. It makes you feel good. And my mom and my friends and people that have told me that before, I don't feel like sometimes in the big show with the lights and the glitz and all that and singing songs like, Beach and Barefoot Blue Jean, those types of songs that are more of like a talkative verse. They're not singable. I enjoy being able to sing and emote emotions of the music. So I'm excited to be in these small, intimate theaters that sound incredible and create versions of these songs that we deliver with awesome passion. And I think it'll be pretty well received.
Oh, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait.
So we'll see you guys there, right? Pre-sale Wednesday morning, 10 a.m. You can get your tickets. So
Get them before they're gone.
go get them before I buy a lot of them. And give them to my friends who won't buy them.
Well, this has been fun. Is there anything?
Spidey, you didn't say shit, dude.
Spidey.
Somebody asked Spidey a question. I'm drinking some of your water, too.
I'll ask you this, Spidey.
Yeah.
What was your favorite unplanned moment that you caught on camera?
Well, I'll say that. I'll say it this way.
My mom yelled at me because you got me on camera smoking a joint.
Sorry.
I'm 44 years old. It's
Sorry,
California.
Mitzi.
It's
Sorry.
legal, and I was making a creative album.
Yes.
And I'm not saying I don't condone it, but because Spidey blasted me on there,
It was a great shot, though.
It was a great.
It looked cool. No, for me as a filmmaker, what I to answer that a different way, my favorite part was, for me when I watch it, is it's real easy when you see your friend be emotional and just go through the whole record. It's just like he's going through it. He's digging that hole and making this work, making his art. It's easy for me to want to cut and just kind of, as a photographer, you're shooting, you can turn your back and walk away. But this was like, keep camera rolling in awkward silence, in moments of that taught me as a filmmaker. I'm very proud that I did that, because I feel like so much of the mini doc emotions were those pieces where I just kept rolling, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway,
I love that you said art, because that's what, and I've said it in some interviews, that's what this record is. It's a body of work.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
3 hit songs and then jam full of stuff that makes no sense on the record.
we were in that.
It's a piece of, it's a body of work. It's like, I said, this is your traveler when he was making the album. When Stapleton makes, all of his records are bodies of art, but Traveler, that Lonesome song was just, they were pieces of work that you just drop a needle on and you let it go to the whole record. And that's exactly what this is.
Well, I am forever grateful and in debt to both of you guys for believing in this idea and believing in me and helping me, not just believing in me, helping me facilitate that idea and really accomplish something that has always been a dream of mine. And I'm so grateful to you both as my friends. And I'm even just as grateful to y'all out there watching this and not only tuned in, but you've given this record a fair shot and a listen. I'm in a world full of incredible music. I mean, I do it every day. I find new stuff. I can't believe, that I get to do what I do when I listen to other people like our friends Ben Chapman and Channing Wilson. That there were big parts of writing songs on this album. But when I go check their music out, Channing's on the TV show right now, The Road, and he's one of my favorite singer songwriters around right now. And Ben Chapman is making the coolest albums.
Just a little hippie country boy,
but the coolest stuff. And it really what I love about people being better than you and you knowing it, is that you're just damn, they inspire me. And I just love that that's what this music does. And I'm grateful that I have a place in the business and making records like this, being received the way it's been, has been super fulfilling. So thank you guys. Love you. Pre-sale 10 a.m.
10 a.m. and
Wednesday morning. Get your
Wednesday
tickets from
morning.
Dreams to Dream. We're gonna have. This is a badass tour again. I am excited. We're gonna have a lot of really cool merch because of it. We're really being intentional about this, the way that the record has been, and we'll have some more surprises coming.
I have one last question to wrap this up. After we end this live, everybody will finally get to see the Dreams to Dream documentary live on YouTube after this. So I'll end it with a question about dreams. And is there one that you guys are still afraid to go after? Is there something that you haven't fulfilled yet that you'd like to? What's still out there to chase for you?
So I ain't scared to dream and chase something. I've been living one for most of my life. Just get to be in the music business, do music. Sometimes you forget that you're living your dream until somebody comes and gets in your ear, like my wife will be like, "You ain't had a job in 30-something years. You got to play music and do what you want to do." So I ain't scared to chase them. I get the opportunity to be part of the production team. That wasn't on my bingo card for last year. So that's something that was new to me. Was I a little bit nervous about it? Yeah, because it's somebody else's baby, not mine. You know what I mean? When I make my own records, and that's what Jake said. He was like, "What do you think about these songs?" I said, "I would cut every one of these songs." I was a little envious actually, because I was like, "Damn, I would have made this record. I'd love to make this record." So I'm just chasing dreams every day.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I share the same sentiment of I've been living my dream, but as you said in the song, I still have dreams to dream, and I'm living mine as we go with these prints. And that's what I want to do, is just start shooting and putting prints on walls and doing that. And thanks to Jake, you're helping me live that dream out. So thank you.
Yeah, and if any of you guys too, I think stuff like this is really cool. This isn't a shameless plug or anything, but I'd love to put this out front for you guys to see real quick. You can check out Spidey's website, SpideySmith.com. Is that it?
Yeah.
And I've been encouraging Spidey to put these prints up, for people like y'all that may want a part of the record or something, put them up for sale, and so a guy like him can really see what he's doing is impacting the way we are. So shameless plug for Spidey. we don't see any of that money. His kids can go to college on it.
Right.
But I think if you love some of the feels and looks of these records, you can reach out to Spidey. He could probably work something out with you.
I must have been in the bathroom or something in that picture.
Well, you know what? I will say one thing about this photo. Can I say something about this photo?
Yeah.
You know what I love about this photo is I saw the moment happening during the afternoon when the car was being detailed. Remember, Shooter's car, and I was like, oh my God, the light is great when the sun sets. But for me, it was you guys were in the trenches, no pun intended, really working it out. And when I said to you, hey, if we're gonna get a car moment, now is the time. And to have you and Shooter go, boop, let's go do it and trust that moment to take a break. That to me was really cool.
That's a gangster photo.
It is. But
Yeah, and I would just say, stay tuned. Mini documentary is going to be playing right after this. Keep dreaming your dreams. If you don't, there is no risk. The risk is in the regret of not doing it. So always follow your dreams. Love you. See you guys on the road in February. Dreams to Dream Tour.
Come on.
Hit a marble. It's fighting.